Hi class, so this will be the worksheet for the week of March 20th, and you will be completing the puzzle piece lesson in addition to this. So again, you're going to be completing Introduction to Mark Twain puzzle piece lesson and this worksheet for the week of March 20th. So the goal of this video is to explain to you what is expected of you for the worksheet. So the first assignment, you read the quote below. What are your first thoughts that come to mind when you read it? Write your thoughts here. Here's some ideas to help you. What do you think it means? This is a positive or negative message. So you want to write it in a complete sentence. I think, you know, it is a, positive or negative message because, okay, these are just your thoughts. Okay, so there's not really a right or wrong answer there. So I expect some good sentences. Second assignment, what you're going to do is you're going to look up and write the definitions for the following words using your own words. So what is a colloquialism? Define and give an example. All right. What's an idiom? Define and give an example. Think about when you find the definition, think about what colloquialisms do you use? What idioms do you use? Okay. Third assignment, you're going to go to the Learn section of the puzzle piece lesson. Again, we're working on the puzzle piece lesson, Introduction to Mark Twain. You go into the Learn section of it, and you are going to watch the video in the Learn section like you usually do, and then answer the following questions below, questions or statements, okay? Okay, and then you go to this assignment, you're going to go to the practice tab of your puzzle piece lesson and complete both the internet activity and the interactive activity. Okay, so you're going to do all the tabs like you usually do. I just want to point out that when you go to the practice tab, you're completing the internet activity and the interactive activity. Okay, so the fifth assignment is the closure activity. You're going to choose one of these below. There's choice 1. Okay, and there's choice 2. You choose one of them. So what you're going to do is you're going to read the story. Okay, you're going to read the story or listen to it. Okay, so the celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County is what we're reading. I chose this link because it helps you with definitions. So for example, in compliance with the request of a friend of mine who wrote me from the East, well, what do you know about the East? What's the East? You click on one and it says the Eastern United States. That's where we live, okay? I called on a good-natured, gregarious adjective, talkative and given to rambling, old Simon Wheeler, and inquired after my friend's friend. Okay, and then you just keep clicking on the links, the little numbers here, and it shows you what it means. Or you can scroll down and it shows you what it means. Okay, so that's why I chose that, to help you out there. So if you want to read it, that's what you click on. If you want to listen to it, you listen to it here. Okay, and obviously you can do both. You can listen and read at the same time. This is all about Mark Twain, and he's a famous writer, so you're going to be learning a lot about American literature. He was an American writer. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to, I need to change that because you have to read it or listen to it anyway. So you're going to read it or listen to it, and then while doing so, this is your choice 1, you will identify an example of a vernacular, dialect, or an idiom. The terms are 2 of the vocabulary words in the puzzle piece lesson, and you identified idiom above. Okay, so you will list them here in quotes. You will explain why the example is a vernacular, an example of dialect, an example of an idiom. I've done the vernacular for you as an example, so you don't even have to do that. So this is what I'm trying to show you here. Vernacular. Quote, this is directly from the story. Okay, so you're going to the story and you're going to find me an example of a vernacular. Well, you don't have to because I already did it here. So vernacular is hereunto. Is an example of vernacular because it is the common language of the time. Okay, dialect. Okay, I've given you a hint here. It's one word in the beginning of the 4th paragraph. So you're going to find it, you're going to put it in quotes, and then you're going to say is an example of dialect because. So that's what you're going to do there. Then you're going to go to the story. While you're reading, you're going to find an example of an idiom in a story. You're going to put the word or phrase in quotes. Okay? And then you're going to say, is an example of an idiom because, and you're going to write why. Okay. So whether you choose choice one or choice two, you need to read or listen to the story. So that's choice one. Choice two, think about how you speak or someone else you know speaks, and then write a sentence or two or a conversation between two people that shows an example of vernacular or dialect, or at least one example of an idiom. You will bold the vernacular or dialect, and you will bold the idiom and colloquialism and initial what it is. Okay? So follow along here. You're going to write an example. Oops. Write an example, okay, of one of these things in a sentence or like a little paragraph that shows a conversation. Here is the example I am showing you of what I'm looking for. I chose to do a conversation, okay, conversation between two people. All right, so this is mine. This is an example of what I'm looking for in choice two. I wanted to go to the movies, so I asked my friend if she wanted to, quote, come with. That's an example of dialect. You're bolding the example, okay? See here, you will bold the vernacular or dialect. That's what I did here. And then you will initial what it is, D for dialect. Come with is a dialect here in the Lehigh Valley. It's based on the Pennsylvania Dutch. Okay? And I'm sure that people in Philadelphia use it too. It means, do you want to come with me? Okay? She did. On the way, I told her I was thinking of adopting two puppies. She looked at me in shock because she knew I felt I could only handle an older dog. I smiled at her and said, I'm just pulling your leg. This is an example of an idiom. I have bolded, see, bold the idiom, right? Or colloquialism. I bolded the idiom, and then I initialed it, I for idiom. Okay? That's all you're doing. If you don't understand something, please contact me. I'll be happy to help you.